All right, so the 2.3 live stream debuted, debuted or whatever, and I know we're a little bit late for it, and yeah, there's like some things we've seen in it. We're mainly gonna talk about like the most important stuff though of the live stream, and just the important, mainly not so much of the live stream, but we're gonna talk about the characters. Um, Starting with Lucia, who is a an ether rupture support, and we're gonna talk about her design. Um, that had like the community crashing out. Like she had an older design, and it's funny because people didn't like her older design, and then they gave her a new design, as you guys can see in the live stream, and let's just say they buffed some areas on the top, and things are huge now. She went from having small underboob, which apparently some people kind of liked, to like huge chest, and people don't like that because now they're just saying she looks even more like a Yishuan clone, and just because of her top half showing more like Yishuan, and then it's mainly her bottom half. I think what the people wanted to be changed was her pants because her pants look like Yishuan's pants, so they're just calling her like a Yishuan clone even more now that her chest is bigger and showing. I personally don't really care too much. Like I like both designs. Like honestly, if I had to choose, doesn't really matter. I'd probably choose the first one, but at the same time, I do like the second one. Like mainly because of Booba. But yeah, we're not really crashing out about that. Like I, if anything, like I've new designs got me staring at some things. She's got two big personalities. But let's get into her kit. Lucia is an ether support, and she builds dream points, which is displayed by a bar under her name. And when it's full, she'll use the bar to do stronger attacks and aftershocks off field. And she applies a buff called Dreamer's Nursery's Rhyme buff. When she's in the dream state, she gives a damage buff for her team. And when she'll also trigger Ether Veil Wellspring. When she enters her dream state, you'll be able to see bubbles on the screen, which indicate the buff. And when it activates, she will give increased HP for her squad. Her EX special provides a Darkbreaker buff, which is sheer force buff, and for the team that scales off of based off of her HP. She provides a Darkbreaker buff, increases sheer force, and it buffs the whole team and it scales off her HP. Her additional ability is when she's with the Rupture or Stun character, her Darkbreaker buff also provides a crit damage buff. And her ultimate heals and can extend Ether Veil while refunding Dream Points if you're already in the dream state. And that'll probably be like good because, as far as we know, the two healers, Astra, she can heal with her ult, and then Pan Yun, I'm pretty sure heals with her ult. And obviously her giving the HP bonuses and sheer bonuses, that's going to be for Rupture units, and going to be really good for Yishuan buffing HP and stuff. And yeah. Next up, coming up in first half with her is Vivian, who was also an Ether character, Ether Anomaly outfield DPS, who specializes in triggering blooms. When you trigger anomalies and doing EX specials with your other units trigger these blooms. And she builds these dots under her icon that are called feathers. She gains these feathers by defensive assist, a full basic attack combo with her, which also generates 1, and using her EX special generates 3, as well as her ultimate. If you have like other anomaly units, obviously, she's going to pair really well with your anomaly units. Like basically any anomaly unit. Like she buffs Jane Doe, she buffs Miyabi, like she buffs Alice, like she just works all around good with every anomaly character, and you just trigger her blooms just by doing like disorders, which make your disorder damage, and it does like a separate damage number that like does more damage. and stuff like that, just based off of like the certain anomaly reactions you trigger. Like, so she'll probably be like somebody that's really good to like pick up if you like want some somewhat further improvements from your anomaly team. Like, you probably don't really need her if you're like happy with what you got, but she is a really solid off-field anomaly DPS. She'll definitely work well with like pretty much any anomaly character that you have. Vivian is also getting a summer skin too, and you could technically get it for free if you do 180 pulls. And this goes from 2.3 to patch 2.4. It's achievable by free to play, knowing that we get at least 90 or maybe like 100 or over 100 pulls a patch, which over the course of 2 patches you can get 180 or more pulls. But depending on what banners might be there, where it could be bad is, you know, if there's like certain banners or characters that you don't want to pull on our reruns, that's when I can see where it could be bad. Like, but at the end of the day, like, you know, it's a skin. It'll be available after 2.5 once it ends, and you'll be able to like buy it. But it's technically free, you know, if you spin the pulls and if there's characters that you want. So there's that. I know there's some people like there's drama going over it a little bit, but it's just a skin at the end of the day. It's not too bad. On the second half, we have Itahari, who is a new Ice Rupture agent, and not too much of a fan of her, but I do gotta say she's got those milkers. I know some people might be going crazy for her, but I'm personally not a fan of her design too much. And also, we know who her original design was. R.I.P. Lucia, the old Lucia. If you, those of you who know, you know, the old character. She will be missed. We've seen what it looked like, but yeah, she's done and dusted. But yeah, Yudahari is a new Ice Rupture agent, and she scales off of HP, just like Yishuan and Lucia, and she can lower her HP, and the more she lowers, the more damage she deals, and the more HP she lowers, the more decibel she gains. And Lucia being able to heal with her ultimate is going to benefit Yudahari. Her additional ability requires a stun and support that will give you an additional crit damage increase as long as you are at or under certain amounts of HP. When she's under Lucia's Veil, she can also do extra attacks, and her third basic attack restores some HP. When you hold her basic, it drains her HP and pulls enemies in while making her perform a spin attack. She has 3 charges to this, and her EX special restores HP on a hit. And she can also parry with her EX special, just like Yanagi, which is pretty cool. And after her charge attack, EX special or chain, she'll use all her decibels automatically if she has 3,000 or more to activate her own veil. It works the same as Lucia, and with increased HP, this also speeds up her charge and charge attack. Her ultimate, which she gets an ultimate once per ether veil, and that's pretty much most of what she can do for her kit. And now we're gonna get into what's been going on with ice units when it comes to like them trying to nerf Miyabi. Here's gonna be like the big deciding factor. It's gonna look like Yudahari's probably gonna want Lucia a lot as a teammate. Like, she's probably gonna really need her. And to top it off, she's a new ice unit, and from what they've been trying to do with the attacker patch and stuff like that, it seems like they've been trying to nerf ice units. Yeah, with the other ice units that are out, like specifically Miyabi, it's gonna be kind of hard to think about whether you want her or not, because, you know, obviously Miyabi is like still really busted, and I don't think she's gonna be stronger than Miyabi. I highly doubt it. If so, though, like if she ever does become stronger than Miyabi, then I know people are gonna crash out really hard if that happens, because that will be power creep to Miyabi. But she probably won't be. But she is in a rough spot with, unless they're like making enemies able to be frozen, then people are gonna be able to use Miyabi again. Like her being an ice unit and being able to freeze, I wonder how they're gonna do the enemies since they've been trying to make them anti-Miyabi and ice resistant and stuff like that. But overall, she'll probably be an alright option if you don't really have ice units or Miyabi. And we all know this is a rupture patch, so they're gonna obviously sell her and make enemies that she works against. So that's gonna be a thing. Also, RRP with my man Hugo Vlad, because bro he got dusted. I don't know what happened. It looked like he's rising up. Next up on the second half, we have Jifufu, who is a fire stunner. And Jifufu she's an off-field stunner similar to Trigger, and she provides a crit damage buff that scales off of her attack. She can also buff ultimate damage by 40% through her core passive ability, Tiger's Roar. And she can also increase her allies' max decibel levels by 4,000 instead of 3,000. She mainly benefits attackers and rupture units. Attack and rupture agents also regain 300 decibels when they use their ultimate. Jufufu also gives herself 50 additional impact, and that's good because that's gonna help you like build her with more impact, or be able to build her because you'll be able to get more attack instead of impact. And that regain ultimate from decibels is also really good. And you'll want to aim for 3,400 attack to maximize her crit damage buff, and you can achieve this with her engine, although her engine will obviously help her reach this more comfortably, but it's overall not really needed, which is good about Jufufu. And I know I didn't talk about Lucia and Nidahari's engines. We don't usually include the engines. I don't think Lucia's probably really going to need her engine. It's definitely going to be a big damage bonus from what it provides, but she probably won't need it overall. But yeah, Jifufu, more of like a luxury pull, as people would say. She'll help your Yishuan. Obviously her best in slot stunner, and like the decibels that she can get, making Yishuan able to like do more ultimates and like hold on to them longer. And also the fact that she does too, she'll refund some. So that'll be like really good, as well as the crit damage buffs. But like according to calculations, Trigger as well is just as good as Jufufu. Like Jufufu is slightly better, but it's really not too much of a difference, if I'm being honest, from what people say according to calculations. Like if you have Trigger, you probably won't really need Jufufu. Like if you don't have much stunners or really have any stunners, I think Jufufu probably would be a good option, because she's standalone all around good stunner for like just your attacker agents and potentially new rupture agents to come out, and she'll all around be good for that. So all right, next up we got the boy. Sad that he's an A rank, but you already know who we're talking about. We got our boy Bonato, who is a A rank fire rupture agent, and he'll also be on Lucia's banner, so that'll be good. You can get dupes. You'll also be able to get him for free from like an event and stuff like that. But basically what he does, he's fire rupture agent. He does physical damage in his basic attacks. There's a bar. He does basic attacks, and he has a bar that he builds up. And when it's full, he basically goes into this state. He enters a state called Molten Edge, and it'll turn his basic attacks into fire attacks, kind of similar to Soldier 11, how she turns her attacks into fire attacks. And in this state, he consumes his own HP to buff his sheer force damage, kind of similar to Yidahari as well, how she drains her own HP. And he has a stance, and if he gets hit during this stance, he restores HP. This EX special also restores HP, just like Itahari. And yeah, seems like he'll be like a rank DPS. We're not sure how well that'll do, but we'll have to see. I don't think he'll be too bad. I don't know if he's gonna need like M6 or anything like that, or Mindscapes to be usable, because you know that's usually how the A ranks are, or 4 stars. But he'll probably be, you know, an option if you don't really have like any rupture agents. He's free, so I guess that's good. Basically, with all that there, you have your Lucia, you have your Yutahari, you have Jifufu, Vivian. There's all those. Overall, like, I don't think the patch is too bad. Like Lucia, she'll be a really good pickup if you have like your rupture agents, like Yishuan, and potentially if you're going for Yutahari. She'll be an all around, like, I think she'll be a niche pull for like just buffing rupture units specifically, compared to someone like, you know, Astra, who can work with a lot of people. But Yusa is also niche to Anomaly. She also gives like an attack, I think, and damage bonus. But I think Lucia will be a good pull for like if you have Yishuan and you're getting other rupture units and future rupture units, which I'm pretty sure some other units that have been shown, you know, they potentially might be rupture. So that patch is looking kind of juicy in terms of characters and who you're pulling for. I don't know if you dumped them all for like Seed or Orphe or Evelyn and Trigger, but yeah, there's those. And I believe you'll probably be able to get a good amount of pulls. But the next characters though, like, we're just gonna skip the pink thing. I'm pretty sure they say their name is Xiao. Uh yeah, I mean this when I say this. I don't think anyone is pulling. I, I don't think anybody is pulling that. So that's where that 180 thing comes into play, depending on the banners or reruns, because Zhao is probably most likely going to be in 2.4. And let's be honest, I don't think anybody is pulling on that thing. And obviously, I feel like they're probably going to make her super hyper busted or something like that. Like, I have a feeling they're going to do that to try to get people to pull that. And just basically sell whatever that is. But, like, that's probably still not going to make some people pull like me. I'm still not pulling that shit. And then, you've got another character that has, like, looks like she has a ring. I don't know if it's like a ring blade or something like that, but I'm not going to lie. I like ring blades. Like, I like characters with ring blades. I think they look cool. Like, I've always liked characters like that, like Soul Calibur. If you guys remember Tiri, I don't know if you OGs ever played that. And also Yuno from Wuthering Waves. She obviously has a ring blade, but character has a ring blade and stuff. She's got like black and white hair. Looks alright, not crazy to me. Like, probably gonna be a 4-star, I think. I don't know. She could be a 5-star though, like, but we probably won't be pulling for that too. The ring blade is the only thing that has me in consideration, because I do like ring blades. And then the other character that they shown is this really buff looking Giga Chad dude. Bro looks like Zenyatta from Overwatch and Ramattra fused. Like, he actually looks pretty cool. And I'm not sure if he's going to be in 2.4, but he might be in 2.5. But he looks cool. Let's not do him dirty and make him an A rank like they did Monato, because he actually has a cool design. And the big thing that everybody's seeing here, and I will say this, we are all pulling. This next character is said to be a Void Hunter. She's from the Yukoi Summit. And I gotta say, bro, yeah, she looks fine. Like,
damn, what is that, bro?
that character has got me. She's got a lot of people. She's got a sword, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure she's probably gonna be in 2.5. If she's in 2.4, that's gonna surprise me. That would be good for like the 180 pull situation because you know everybody's pulling for that. But yeah, she might most likely be in 2.5. Everybody might blow their load on all their pulls to try to get the Vivian skin from 2.3 to 2.4. Just spend it on banners. Hopefully not that little Zhao thing because you might need to get checked up on if you're pulling that. They're probably gonna make it busted though. So, but I feel like they're gonna make you blow your load, then be out of polychromes, and then next patch, which will be the 2.5 patch, is probably gonna be that new chick who's a supposed void hunter, and I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen. And if I'm not mistaken, I think her name. Some people already know her name. I don't know. I don't know how they know it. Maybe it's shown in game. I think her name is Ye Shun Guang. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I don't know why I thought Shu Shang when I seen like the S's. Uh, it's maybe because she had brown hair and it kind of almost reminded me of Shu Shang. But her name is Ye Shun Guang. And yeah, we will be pulling that character very hard, as well as everybody else. And as for how the pulls are gonna go, like, it's gonna be rough. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, and hope you guys enjoyed. It's the first time we did some guide stuff like this. Let me know who you guys are pulling down in the comments and stuff like that, and how you feel about the Vivian skin, and that'll be it.